Hi guys, it's Cindy with Pups and Crochet. And we are back for another 100 Days of Halloween. I'm going to be trying to whale these out because this is a full-blown mission. Told you. It's not a thing. Okay, so I am on number 8 on my swap with Neva. It's a Frankenstein bag with Lady Frankenstein. What was her name? Mrs. Frankenstein? It's a little project bag. Isn't it cute? See? Look at it. He's got his cat. And she, that's why I always liked her, she's got her pups. It's a Franken pup and a Franken cat. Neva, you're crazy, girl. That's gorgeous. I love it. So, also for Neva, we are doing the 100 Days of Halloween, and I am on number 54. Because why? I am always late. That's why. Because I gotta wake myself up with my baby maracas that I love so much, and I love to play with them. Okay. We are on number 54, which is a movie that I love. It is by Stephen King. I love Stephen King, but his books take forever to get into the interesting part. He's got the first 5 chapters or whatever, all explaining about what's around him and everything. I'm like, just get to it. But his movies, I love them. And every movie that's by him, he makes an appearance in. So you have to always watch because he'll show up. And some of the parts that he plays is awesome because he's like, not only does he make good stories and writes good, everything. The only thing I couldn't understand is they have a son, I should say. And being Stephen King, I guess he thought it would be funny, so he named him Joe. So when you would call him, his name would be Joe King. Joking. So when he's writing books and stuff, he has changed his name because he doesn't want to be joking. I don't know why. But he did this movie that my kids loved watching. It was on 2 VCR tapes. That's how long it was. I transferred it over into DVDs so that we could watch it because I didn't want to lose the movie. And you can't really get it, and it's called The Langoliers. If you find it on TV, make sure you watch it because it is very interesting. And it's got Belky from Perfect Strangers. Belky Patakamis, And he plays such a creeper in this movie. He's so mean. But I love him. Okay, so here is my square. And here is the Langoliers. And this is all velvety. And then that's their teeth. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about this movie. They're on an airplane. Okay, he's going to a job interview. Or a job meeting. And his dad always yelled at him, you're going to be late. Why aren't you doing this right? Why aren't you doing this right? So he cracks up a lot about this stuff because he can't be late. Everything has to be perfect. His suit's got to be done. Everything. And he's on a plane with a bunch of other people. Now, the one lady, older lady, is with this young girl who's blind. And she was going to a different state to get surgery to maybe bring back some eyesight so she could actually see things. Now, they always say when you lose one sense, your other ones pick up more. So she could hear things that other people couldn't hear. She could feel things other people really couldn't feel because you know, they're seeing things and they don't pay attention. Anyway, so they're on this plane. And then the one guy was a pilot. And he just got off his airplane. He just came in, found out that his ex-wife had passed away. So they put him on the plane to get him back to that state. So they're flying. And then everybody fell asleep. So a few of them fell asleep. Not everybody. A few of them fell asleep. The ones that were awake disappeared. But the ones that fell asleep woke up to an almost empty plane. And they're looking around. They're like, where is everybody? The little blind girl's calling and calling and calling for the lady that was with her. And I think it was her aunt. And she can't find her. She's gone. Because the little girl had fell asleep, but her aunt didn't. And for some reason, whatever they crossed over as they're flying, it took everybody that was awake. The pilots are gone. Stewardesses are gone. So there was a lady that also nodded off, and she was a school teacher, and she went running up to the little girl. She goes, what's wrong? What's wrong? And she goes, she was feeling the seats, and she could feel hair, and she thought somebody had died there, and it was actually their wig. It didn't take anything with them that they had. So they were gone, but everything they had on them, their rings, their bracelets, their wigs, their sunglasses, everything in their purses were all still in the seat. So now everybody's awake that fell asleep. They're all trying to figure out what's going on. And of course, Belky was one of them. And he's screaming, we have to get there. I cannot be late. So and it's like a 3-hour movie, and it's going on and on about things they're trying to do. And as they finally find a place that they can land, but there's no people, no other planes. The airport is empty. Belky has gone crazy. And she can hear his heartbeat. And she goes, it's beating really fast. We need to find him. We need to find him. Oh, please. He's so scared. He's so scared. And along the way, things happen. People die. They can't find the missing people. They are just trying to figure out, what are we supposed to do? So everyone jumps in. They have a part. They're trying to figure it out. And it's just crazy how it does it. They went through a time warp. So they said, we got to go. Can you hear that? And do you hear it? Do you hear it? And she goes, we have to leave right now. The little blind girl. And she goes, we have to leave right now. We have to go right now. They're getting closer. We have to leave. This is bad. Very bad. She gets everybody else on the plane. Belky goes running off because he's having hallucinations that, they're having the meeting without him. So he's running into the middle of the airfield where there is nobody, but he sees the whole meeting. He sees his dad standing up yelling at him how no good he is and everything. And then guess who's the head guy? Stephen King. Yes. So he's leading the meeting, and then they take off the plane. And as they take off, they look down, and here's these little monsters with big teeth, and they're eating up the whole place. So they would have ate their plane if they would have stayed there. And the one guy older guy that's on there, and he looks out, he goes, well, I guess we know what happens to yesterday. They eat it. I'm not going to tell you what happens, and I'm not going to tell you everything. These are just bits and pieces of it so that you can watch it. But it is called The Langoliers. Now, honestly, I did not read the book. I watched the movie. I love that. And I'm sure you would too, because it is very interesting how they get all this stuff done. And what does happen to yesterday? Don't know. They found out. But it's the Langoliers. Langoliers with big teeth. So, that's why I made that little Langolier guy. Because that's what they look like, but with big metal teeth. They eat all the ground. They eat everything. It's gone. That's what happens. So now you know what happens to yesterday. Okay, I will be back. I have another 100 days of Halloween to tell you about, but I have to tell you my special thing that I'm going to show you. And I will be right back. Hugs and puppy kisses, prayers if you need them, and please remember, adopt, don't shop. Bye, guys.